is up, my friends? This is a video response to Steve Robb, who has posed the question to me and Captain Jerk. I don't know how many others, but I know for sure me and Captain Jerk. And you could go see his video when it's posted. I'll put the video right here, a link to it. Steve Robb is a Canadian man, and he's got a great YouTube channel. Reviews, tells you how you feel, and what he's looking for is someone else to tell him how they feel. So I'm going to tell you how I feel. He wants to know what is the meaning of the American flag to me. Well, let me tell you. To me, the American flag stands for that man right there. For the longest time, the only American flag that I had that wasn't hanging somewhere was the flag draped over his coffin. And I know none of you probably know, unless you were around from the beginning, that is my daddy. One of the most crafty and smart, and at the same time kind of dumb people I've ever known. And I will never know anybody as industrious as Mike Woodall. And I'll tell you, I have seen it a couple of times too. My uncle, or my cousin, was an older man, and he was in the war. And when he was buried, they did the 21 gun salute and draped the flag over his coffin, and it was at Confederate Boulevard at Confederate Cemetery, which is no longer Confederate Boulevard now, thanks to I guess not Black Lives Matter. Some black people who didn't like the idea of there being a Confederate Boulevard, which is another topic for a later date. And that's another flag. What does a flag mean to me? It stands for all of the amazing people in my life and before me, generations and generations who have given their lives for that flag. Now, it also stands for the Trail of Tears. And you can go Google that. It stands for George Custer at the Battle of Bull Run. It stands for smallpox in blankets given to the Indians. It stands for the genocide of the Native American race. It stands for slavery, because that is the banner in which slavery was brought to the United States. Well, propagated by the government. It was here before the U.S. was even a state or a country. It stands for good and bad, and it stands for the need to remember both. We have to remember the good things and the bad things about America to truly appreciate America. To learn from our mistakes, to move forward and not make them again. When you go erasing history, that's when history starts over again. And anyone who wants to erase history wants to repeat history, in my book. So, I hope that was satisfactory. The flag stands for heroes. It stands for villains. It stands for strife and suffering. It stands for freedom. It stands for everything that, to me, is America. And we need to remember every single little fucking bit of it. I'm just saying. All right. What do I think JFK meant when he said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but for what you can do for your country. Now, I know exactly what he meant because he made a long speech about that right beforehand. It means, what can you do for your fellow man? Not just your country, but for everybody. If you're needed for war, what can you do? Do what you can do. If your neighbor needs something to eat, ask not what they can do for you, but what you can do for them. Be charitable. Be patriotic. Be a part of your country. Because at the time, too many people were trying to tune out. And that was like a saying, tuning out. You did not want to go and lose your life in battle, but so many people did it, and so many people volunteered to go because people were dying. Whether it was for freedom or whether it was for whatever, our country was at war, and our brothers took up arms, and we had to go do it too. So, participate in your country. Participate in all of it, every bit of it. What can your country do for you? No. What can you do for your country? I can vote. I can donate money to charity. I can donate time to charity. I can rake my neighbor's yard, the little old lady who can't do it. I can go mow. I can trim somebody's hedges. When you think about a Boy Scout, that's what you need to do. That's what JFK meant. Be a servant of your fellow man, especially America. All right. How is America losing its freedoms, particularly with the flag? Because if you look at the beginning of his video, it talks about a young man who was told he couldn't fly the flag on his truck because it was offensive. A young lady who was in art class and drew an American flag, and that was supposedly offensive too. Let me tell you, I gotta sit up for this one. When I was a child, we said the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. We pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. And see, there's so many things about the Pledge of Allegiance that reminds you of America and what it is. We are a republic. Get it? We're not a democracy. Yet, the powers that be right now want to pretend that we're a democracy. We're a democratic republic. They want to change things. They don't want things to be the same. They don't want you to remember history the way it happened. They want to paint their own picture. They want to be able to call you anything they want and have the masses come up behind them and go, yeah, they're right. Say, okay. The racist birther movement. Donald Trump carried on something that Hillary Clinton's campaign started when she was running for president, that Donald Trump wanted Barack Obama's birth certificate. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Presidents should release their birth certificate, especially if somebody says, oh, wait a minute. Well, yeah, you should. You shouldn't have a problem with it. There shouldn't be, oh, look, I'll release the short form. No, it's a freaking one-page document. Birth certificate. Release it. Okay? Now, how is that racist? Hillary Clinton says it's racist. Uberlibs say it's racist. How is that racist in any way, asking for someone's birth certificate? It's not. How is it racist? And okay, another, the media. This is another. We're gonna get to the media. How the media lies for against Donald Trump, or for Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton right now because they're in charge. Okay, so that's one thing they're saying that's racist. They're calling Donald Trump racist, and our Vice President of the United States went and apologized to Mexico for this. About Donald Trump said that illegal immigrants are ruining America, and he wants to shut off the flow of illegal immigration. Now, that says nothing about Mexicans, That doesn't say anything about anything to do with anything. Now, he said Mexico isn't sending their best. Now, if someone is going to come across the border illegally, they're not the best American or Mexican citizens. They're just not. So, that's true. And that's not racist at all to say that. It's just not. Mentioning a race is not a racist thing to do. So, in not being allowed to fly the flag is bullshit, and it's part of the liberal agenda. It's part of the dumbing down of America, and it's part of trying to control us, along with socialized medicine and other things. They want to take away every single freedom we have and run it by the government. And that is ruining the United States of America. Because in a couple of generations, we have lost it. We're not a free society anymore. We're just not. You have to ask permission to do everything. Can't even collect rainwater. Can't go fishing. I'm telling you. I hope this is satisfactory, Rob. I do know that everything I talked about here is bullshit. I fucking hate it. But as an American, I have to respect the process and try and vote in people who's going to do it right the way I would like it be done. So, there you go. Y'all good.
Lil Doggy.